Hey, what's up, Welcome back to the Webway. Got a special guest on today, Anjuli Mack. But before we get into it, let's roll the intro.
Mixed trouble behavior with tequila makes me wanna say, yeah, yeah. I met her in Mexico.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Anjuli, awesome to have you on. For people that don't know who you are, do you want to just talk about who you are and I guess what you do?
Yay, first of all, thanks so much for having me. It's such an honor. So for those of you, I'm sure there'll be a lot of you that haven't heard of me yet. I am an online coach here in New Zealand, but I have many clients around the world specializing in female fitness transformations. So just helping people live a happy and healthy lifestyle. I also compete in the WBFF Bikini Diva competition. So that's just kind of a fun little thing for me to do on the side. It requires a lot of control around nutrition as well as heavy weightlifting. And then, yeah, I'm just someone that loves traveling and likes to put out good vibes on social media, really all about just living your best life.
For sure. So have you, how you find the transition into social isolation?
I'm not going to lie, it's not too different to what I'm used to because I do work online anyway.
True,
and I've always worked for myself, so I'm used to working from home. But we did end up leaving the big city and we came away to isolate with some family, so that's been a little bit different for me. It's always different, changing up your routine. So it's just a case of the biggest thing I'm probably missing about normal life would be gym. So we've set up our own kind of home gym here.
Oh, so you got weights and all that, or you like?
Yeah, we managed to. The minute I found out that the gyms were going to be closing, I went straight to the gym and I just signed a piece of paper and said I'd bring back everything I was taking, and I loaned out. They let me, take Shan up to Flex Fitness in Auckland. They let me take a whole lot of equipment, and there was another guy that played rugby. I'm not sure who he was, but he was taking a whole lot of equipment too. So they're really good just to let us take some gear. And then this week, I noticed one of the websites online has started selling some barbells and big plates. So we bought 4 20-kilo plates, 2 15-kilo plates, and Olympic weightlifting bar. So we're going to have all of that hopefully tomorrow. So I'll be able to get back into some deadlifts and heavy compound lifts.
That's
So
honestly,
excited.
I can resonate with that loads. I mean, I like going to the gym and lifting weights and stuff, and I'm like the first week doing home workouts and stuff are cool, but I feel like if you like heavy lifting, it's so hard to get that transition. But yeah, I guess those people that are selling, heavy weights now the business is gonna go bloody through the roof.
Honestly, one of the big businesses, I was just talking to my fiance Ross about this. I said, one of the big businesses to be in right now is selling like sports gear.
Yeah.
Like I sell booty bands as well. And
true.
booty bands started selling like as soon as gyms started closing, they started selling out. I do home-based workouts like for my online coaching.
Yeah.
If I didn't have home-based workouts, my business would have gone like that, like overnight.
Yeah.
Because everyone was switching from gym to home-based programs. So I'm just lucky that I had spent time in filming all those workouts prior. So it was ready for people to switch over. But yeah, it's a hard transition.
Yeah, I guess because we couldn't really prepare for it. You sort of got to go with the flow and just be like, okay, what am I going to do now? Because everyone's had to change their business like a little bit. You, as you say, your booty band's been going off, you're doing your home workouts, a little bit different than what you did before. With me, same sort of thing. How has it been a little bit different, or how's that been?
I would say it's been different being surrounded by people all day, because now my fiance works from home and then his family's at home all the time. So I'm used to kind of just having something playing in the background and doing my work and being really productive. But it's just had to structure it. I can't wake up and be really loud at 5 a.m. because other people are sleeping. So you kind of usually we wake up at 4:45. We live alone, so we can get up, go to the gym. So it's just changing our whole routine. So we'll wake up at 5:30. We'll go to our gym, which is like the lounge, and we just have to be quiet.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, having to be considerate of other people you're living with.
Oh, it's so true. And it's funny, honestly, every podcast I've done, I think I've done 13 now or whatever, routine comes up in every single one. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you I feel like this is the common denominator. If you stay with your routine, then it sort of gets you through the day, because you know, for me, if I didn't have a shower, get changed in the morning, and get into some new clothes, I could be in bed all day just watching Netflix. Do you know what I mean? And just having those little routines, it sort of gets you through the day. Do you think that as well?
Yeah, I think completely. So I think that routine is the key to anyone that wants to be successful in whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
So, like me personally, it's like waking up at the same time every day, whether it's the weekend, whether it's a weekday. Like, I don't care. Like, I work for myself. So if I don't do the work, no one else is going to do it. So it's like Monday to Sunday, I'm waking up at the same time. I'm going through, doing a workout, doing a live workout, shower, freshen up. And then I structure my meals out throughout the day as well. And I think keeping those habits in a time like this is so important. Like my key habits would be, drinking like 4 liters of water, doing 10,000 steps a day. I drink a lot of water.
Wow, that's a lot of water. That's good though.
I like it. Yeah. So like drinking my water, hitting my steps, hitting my workouts, changing like clothes and all of that as well. And then keeping my bedtime routine. Like other people, they're watching Netflix and stuff till crazy hours at night, then they're feeling sluggish the next day. They're also hungry. They're also, I'm sure lots of people relate to that. But then also the next day, because they stayed up late, their hormones are all out of whack. They're hungry, they're tired, and because they're tired, they're even more hungry due to the hormones. So then they're going to reach for whatever they feel like snacking on, and those snacks are probably going to be like highly processed foods. So it leads them to feeling even more sluggish and tired, and it's just like such a toxic cycle.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's okay, like I compare isolation to a holiday. Like it's okay if you want to go on holiday for a weekend or 3 days and you want to eat whatever, you want to drink, you want to go out partying, like that's all well and good. It's a weekend, it's not going to set you back. But if isolation was 3 days, it's okay, chill and watch Netflix, eat whatever you want. You don't have to work out. But when you go on a holiday that's like 4 weeks around America, and I've done that for 6 weeks traveling, I went all through like America, Canada, France, and things like that, 5 weeks of doing that, you can make or break your progress in terms of the fitness thing, especially if you're eating. You can gain a significant amount of weight in that amount of time. And same with isolation. Like if you're just going to sit around feeling sorry for yourself all day, eating whatever you want, not really moving much at all and not taking care of yourself, you're going to gain a crazy amount of weight and you're just going to come out of it feeling really horrible. And like, I don't want that for anyone.
For sure. And you just absolutely summed it up, that routine. If you stick in that routine and you don't be like me and stay up all night watching Netflix, then I think you're going to be all good. So what I want to
take notes.
What I want to do is I want to obviously talk about your fitness journey. So what got you into fitness in the first place?
Yeah, so I think lots of people are surprised. My background in fitness there was no background in fitness prior to starting my Instagram and all of that. So I actually have a background in music. So I play violin and piano. My parents are not sporty at all. And I was always pushed really hard to do well in everything that I did. And I pushed myself really hard. Like I would define myself as a hard worker in everything that I do. So music, I guess my routine started with that in terms of waking up in the morning, doing violin, piano practice, and just a lot of commitment to that. So that transferred when I went to university and I did accounting. So I did accounting at university, nothing to do with fitness.
Sure.
I just needed a bit of stress relief when I was at uni. I was kind of like putting a lot of pressure on myself with accounting, business, and music. So I ended up starting to go to the gym just as a little bit of something fun to do. And I met a whole lot of good friends in the gym. And back then I was the only girl in the weights room. So it was Waikato University gym and it was all guys.
Sure.
So I felt super intimidated when I first went in there. But after a while, like I guess they kind of like respected me a little bit because I actually went in there and trained really hard. I started lifting really heavy, and then some of them just started offering to like train with me. So I started training with all the guys in the gym, and they just taught me to lift heavy. Like all I would do was lift heavy and train with them, which was really cool. So as I got stronger, I started loving it even more. And then me being me, I can't half do anything. So I just got severely like addicted to it. Wanted to see some progress. Managed to get sponsored by EHP Labs, one of the biggest supplement companies. Wow. They flew me actually they didn't even fly me. They offered me the chance to work at a fitness expo in Australia. It's the first ever Arnold Classics.
Oh, yeah.
And they didn't fly me. They just said to me, you can come work like on our booth, and I was so honored that they offered.
Yeah.
I put my money together and I went and
That's
crashed
awesome,
on a
though.
friend's couch in Melbourne. Yeah, it was awesome. And I was going to do this for free. So I crashed on a friend's couch in Melbourne. I booked my tickets as a uni student, went there, and I was just determined that I was going to be the hardest worker on the booth and make the most sales, and I did it. And the CEO and his wife were like so impressed with me that they ended up flying me to all the future expos. So I went to more fitness expos. I got to see like what these people were doing online, how well they were doing with their online coaching, and it like so inspired me. And I just knew from being around those kinds of people that they had like the hardworking mindsets like I do.
Yeah.
And I knew that I couldn't do accounting. I just wasn't into it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, so that kind of catapulted me into it. I connected myself with a whole lot of big people online. So a lot of the athletes and sponsored like girls and guys with EHP Labs were really big, you know, millions of followers. So it's really cool to be with them. Kind of got an insight into the competing world through that. And the second I found out about WBFF, which stands for like World Beauty, Fitness and Fashion, it was all about like the glam. The girls on stage looked gorgeous. They're tanned, it's makeup, it's hair, it's dresses, bikinis. And it's not like some super muscly thing where I get up there and you're like grunting away. It's like very glamorous. So I saw that and I just wanted to know if I could do it. So I went straight to the world champ, who I was actually rooming with. Through EHP Labs, we were rooming for the Perth Fitness Expo. I had no idea who this girl was. She had 40,000 followers on Insta, and I had about the same at the time. And I looked at her body and I was like, who is this girl? And she was at the time prepping for the world's competition, and she went on that year to win it. And she's now 3-time world champ. Her name's Rachel Dillon. So I saw her, I straight away messaged her after that and I just said, hey, I want to do it. Can we do it? We had 100 days to the competition in Gold Coast, Australia, and she prepped me for it. And I did that. As soon as I stepped on that stage, I was addicted again. And since then, I've done 4 competitions. And my second competition, which was 2018, I came second in Australia, which was insane, considering there was like 30 girls. There were 60 in my first ever show, and then in the second show they split it into a smaller class, and there was 30 girls, and I came second. And that just let me see, like, you know, the judges obviously like me. There's something there. And they kept me in top 3 again last year, and then this year I was going to go back. And I was meant to be in Australia this time next week, and you know, life happens, so I'll just have to wait for it till next year and go back to the Gold Coast. But yeah, so that's kind of like, sorry, that was a long story.
No, that's good.
I pretty much just fell in love with getting stronger and feeling really good. And then I wanted to change how I looked a little bit just to see if I could with the competing. And stepping on that stage is just the most incredible feeling, because it's like all the hard work of months of dieting and years of training comes to that one day where you step on the stage and all eyes are on you. So it's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, kudos to you. You've obviously taken the opportunities that were in front of you and grabbed them with both hands, you know, and I commend you for that. So in terms of, because obviously you've been all over the world with, you know, fitness and stuff, what kept you motivated during the whole thing? Because I know with fitness, there's nutrition, there's loads, you know, you got to train every day, twice a day, or whatever you do. What's keeping you motivated during this whole time?
That's a good question, actually. I think like progression has always been my biggest motivator. So it's not like, even when it's competing, I'm not looking at what anyone else is doing. I'm in like such a tunnel vision. So I never compare myself to anyone else, because that's a losing battle, right? So it's kind of me just focused on making sure that I'm becoming the best version of me, and that's what I'm all about. So when it comes to my fitness stuff, it's not that I want to beat some other girl on stage, because I can't control what someone else looks like, but it's that I want to look better than I did last time. I want to have a better prep, like more balance, or be stronger. So right now my motivation is that, well, I was meant to be on stage next Saturday. So sad. But like, I'm seeing it as a positive, in that, we know what, right now, if I was 1 week out from a competition, I'd be eating like almost half the calories I'm eating right now. So I'd be eating way less at a week out. I'd be hungry, I'd be snappy, I'd be tired, I'd have no energy. And so I'm seeing it as a positive in that, you know what, it's time for me to take a whole year off, build some muscle. A year and a half, the longest gap I've had from competing in 3 or 4 years. I had Easter, I got to eat chocolate, like, so I'm just seeing it as a positive and knowing that when the time comes, I'm going to be on that stage and it will be the best condition I've ever been in. So it's really just about me. I'm making sure that I'm taking care of myself mentally and physically right now, feeding my body with foods that make me feel good. And then also another big motivator for me is knowing that I have so many eyes watching me online and all my clients. Like I have over 300 clients online from all around the world, and they're like relying on me to be a light. It sounds crazy or like intense, but they're relying on me to be a light right now. Like I need to make sure that I can stay on track so I can show them that even though it's a tough time in the world, like I'm still pushing through and I'm still going. Like if someone that they look up to or someone that they're, you know, paying for coaching is not even sticking to their plan, how can they? So I'm really just trying to show people that you can completely stay on track during tough times in the world if you put your mind to it and you just keep grinding.
Oh, for sure. And you talk about your clients, and you got 300 plus clients. Congrats, by the way, because that's really hard to do, and that's massive. You launched an app in 2018, and that's in regards with your clients and stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So after competing, every time I would shred down, like I've lost over 10 kilos in my journey, really, and then built lean muscle. So a lot of people see the photos and the way they grew online was I had like some transformation photos go crazy viral, which led like to millions of people. It was so crazy, which led to girls messaging me all the time, like, what did you do? How'd you do it? And I just realized how many people needed help.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the person to help them because I had no one to help me when I started out. Like all the guys in the gym were like, eat more, lift heavy. And like, I had no guidance from any girls. So I wanted to be someone that could help the girls like achieve results. So I started looking into it. I found a company to help me create my app, started creating some programming, studied a bit of like online training and things like that. And then I launched Fit with Anjuli in 2018, but I was still working full time. I was doing content and I was just stretched. Like I was working crazy hours all the time. And I was just burning myself out for months until January last year came around. I was lucky enough to be connected with someone that is very good with business stuff. And we ended up going into like a partnership, and he's helped me a lot on the business side of things so that I could be more focused on what I'm passionate about, which is helping women and being on camera and doing all the fun stuff like content and programming. So I teamed up with him, and like within a year, we just skyrocketed.
That's amazing.
Which is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I guess he like teaming up with someone definitely helped me. And then now I'm just working on like building a really good community of girls that can support one another all around the world. And I'm doing different things for them. Like right now during the lockdown, we're doing live Zoom workouts every Sunday. So I'm using technology to my advantage to help them. So we do that. Each month we have a coaching call where we go through like goals for the next month, goals for the past month. And just trying to keep them motivated to stay on track as best as I can. Yeah,
that's awesome. Speaking of business, and because, what you just said resonated with me as well, because about a year and a half ago, when I started, 3 years ago, about a year and a half ago, I was just trying to do everything. I was trying to do the accounts, trying to do the content. I was trying to be the face of it. I was trying to just do everything. And you're right, you just do crazy hours and you burn yourself out, and then you're grumpy, and then it affects yourself, affects people around you. And then and then I ended up getting a business mentor. And then honestly, it's not even like, I sort of I didn't give him the whole load, but I sort of been like, you're better at that and I'm better at this. And then he almost just looked from the outside perspective, what I needed. And then he said, do this and do that. And now I just feel so much better. So do you feel do you feel like a lot of weight's off your shoulder and you can actually do what you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be hard working with other people when you're used to, you know, doing everything by yourself. So I sometimes struggle with that and letting go of the reins a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, you know what you want. It's your business. It's your passion. So for me, it was hard to let go of the reins a little bit, but I just know that in order to help more women around the world, like I need to be able to delegate and things like that. So I hired a videographer to help me with all my YouTube editing. But like during these times right now, it's really hard when I'm not in Auckland near him to do all the filming. So like right now I've dropped him, but when we go back, I'm paying him weekly. He's helping film and edit all my videos, which saves me so much time. I think definitely having someone to kind of guide me in the right direction, but then also not being afraid to let go of certain things. Like I want to do accounting. I studied accounting at uni. I didn't like it. I got my degree in it. And the last thing I want to do is that I'll pay people to do my accounts. Like I have accountants for that. So, like having accountants to do it saves me time. Just pretty much for me, and same with you and anyone listening to this, like time is money. Is that right? Yeah, money is time.
No, that's right. Yeah, time is money. Time is money, for sure.
Yeah, time is money. So like I would way rather pay people to do stuff that I don't want to do, or that's going to be like more cost effective for me to have someone doing it. Like no one else can jump on and film a YouTube video for me. No one else can do my workout videos or talk to my clients online. That all has to be me. And so all the other nitty gritty stuff in the background, like I don't want to be doing that. So I try and free up my hands as much as I can on that front so that I have the energy to like put forward on camera, because it's so hard to be like go all the time, especially when you're comp prepping and you've been dieting down for like 4 months and you're just tired and hangry.
Speaking of like dieting and stuff, because I try to stay fit and I follow quite a lot of fitness people, including yourself, and I see you guys going on about nutrition, and I saw a stat being like, I think it was 70 or 75%. If you eat 75% of the time good or whatever, then you're going to get to your goals a lot quicker. Like if you can train as hard as you want, but if you're not eating right, then you're not going to get to where you want to be. Are you a massive nutrition advocate, like in terms of that?
I am massive on balance in everything you do in life. So it's hard because I find it hard to get that balance in terms of work-life balance. But in terms of nutrition, like all about the balance. So, so like, I mean, you'll see my story. I'm not opposed to an ice cream. I'll have an ice cream like almost every day or every second day, but I'm a big person on IIFYM if it fits your macros. So I'm all about like tracking my foods. Like, I'm gonna, at lunch I might decide that I'm gonna have egg whites and veg, but then later on in the day I might have a hectic sweet potato baked with some cheese and an ice cream because it fits into my day. So I'm definitely not about restricting. I love chocolate. I love ice cream. I love all the foods that everyone else does. And I think a big thing with people is when they see me lean down for a competition, they're like, oh, I could never do that. I love food. Well, I love food too. Like, doesn't everyone? It's just about your goals and like realizing what you want more. Like there's short-term satisfaction and long-term satisfaction. Like, the cookie right now might taste good, but me stepping on stage 4 months from now is going to feel so much better. So I think a lot of people want like instant gratification these days with everything. They want it now. They want to feel good now. They want to eat the cookies now. But it's like, if you just wait for like the bigger goal, you're going to feel so much better. So it really comes down to what your goals are and having a clear understanding of like what your goal is, why you want to achieve it. And usually if you have a clear understanding of that, that should be enough to like push you past all the short-term temptations.
I mean, me with the short-term temptations, that's me in a nutshell. That honestly, this is the only way I can eat healthy. You're probably going to be like, you can do it better, but this is how I do it. Monday to Saturday, I try and eat good. Like, try and do my thing. Just wait for Sunday and then actually go nuts. Not ballistic, but I try and, stay within a semi-calorie intake. But me, if I like, for example, we always have Thin Mints, the biscuits. We always had them in the freezer. And I'll have one and I'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm satisfied. And then just because I know it's there, I'll have another one, and then I have another one, and I'm like, well, I feel like your way, if it fits your macros, a lot better because I think it's more long term, right?
It's so long term, and I'm all about like sustainability. So for a lot of people, if they say like, oh, I'm going on a diet, and they see it as like a 12-week thing where they go on a 12-week diet, they're really clean, really strict for these 12 weeks. What straight after is like all you can eat buffet vibes, and before you know it, they're gaining back the weight that they lost in 12 weeks. Like very restrictive and not a long-term thing, which is why I am so big on like my online coaching is a subscription. It's not a 6-week, it's not a 30-day or 8-week thing. It's like an ongoing weekly, monthly, or 3-monthly subscription. So, you know, I'll have girls that come to me. I've had a few that are absolutely incredible. Like I've had one girl called Sarah came to me. She did 90 days. She lost about 10 kilos. Absolutely shredded. Like she looked as if she could have gone to step on stage, but she like that wasn't her goal. And then we worked together for another 90 days to slowly increase her calories back up. It's called reverse dieting. So instead of her going back to what she was doing before, slowly increase the calories back up. She stayed, you know, in great condition, still like on the leaner side, grew her glutes, got stronger, felt better, and she's eating 2,500 calories, which is what some guys will be eating right now.
Wow.
So it's smaller-ish guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, like it pays off. So she did that with me, and now we are working on maintaining at 2,500 calories. And then another girl, one of my friends actually, she came to me and she was, I think, around 80 kilos, and she just felt like horrible, wanted some help. Came to me, I got her in 90 days to drop down 16 kilos. Insane. She was still eating all the foods that she loves. She decided she wanted, insane. Shout to Simone. She went on to compete. So she went to do the WBFF in New Zealand in October, and I ended up doing that competition as well. So we were backstage together, which was awesome. So it was really cool to have helped her, you know, shed the 16, then pass her on to a competition coach and get it, like, you know, be backstage with her. It was really cool.
You must have been like a proud mum almost, eh?
I was so proud, and I was like backstage giving her all the tips and stuff as well, and she's having a little freak out because, you know, I'd already done it 3 times, and it gets to the point where, like, come October, I wasn't shaking at all. I walked out there and it's just easy, you know. So I just love it so much. It comes naturally now to me. But yeah, you know, like, I guess when it comes to people and achieving their fitness goals, like, nutrition is 100% of it. You could lose weight by controlling your nutrition without exercising. Like, if someone came to me and they were severely obese, I wouldn't make them go out and try and do some HIIT workout, you know. All I would do is just tweak what they're eating, tweak what they're drinking, because chances are they're probably drinking a whole lot of fizzy. You could even swap it out for like a Coke Zero or, you know, sugar-free drinks, and that alone would change a lot with them. So just by changing nutrition, people can transform their bodies as well as like the way that they feel from the inside out. And I think that's a big thing, because a lot of people that are constantly just feeding their bodies with foods that make them gain weight and make them feel really horrible, you know, that their mental health isn't going to be all there either, because you just feel so down all the time.
For sure. And I think what you said about, you know, all these 12-week plan, like, you know, the transformations, I mean, it works for some people, but I feel like what you're doing is more like a lifestyle change rather than just trying to, you know, get abs real quick or just trying to lose a whole lot of weight. Because as you say, after that 12 weeks, I'm bet they're going to Maccas and be like, I deserve this. Hey.
And you rebound. Like, I've done it before. My first competition was prime example of that. It was so strict. I shredded down to the leanest I'd ever been, because I'd never seen my abs before. I shredded down, and then after the competition, I'm not kidding, they put WBFF Australia puts out the best spread. They order all the pizza. They put out Nutella. They put out all this food, because, you know, there's big muscle guys. Like, it's some muscle mania type guys that are so big, they could get away with tucking into all of that. But as like bikini competitors, when you've been dieting for that long, your body's not going to respond well. So I didn't really know how to handle that, and I straight away went and had like literally cookie dipped in Nutella. Like, what? After 4 months of dieting, so I ended up gaining crazy.
So your body must have been like, what are you doing to me? 4 months of this, and then
There's a video on YouTube of the day after my first ever competition, and it shows everything I ate that day.
Oh my God.
It's insane. Like, everything from the morning I had, because I missed Easter, I had chopped chip hot cross buns with limp balls grilled into them. I'm a foodie. Grilled for breakfast, followed by like a buffet, I'm pretty sure. But, you know, I've had experience in the food and gaining and losing weight phase. So that video is insane. Like, it's pure just eating all day, and I have never done that again. So lesson learned.
That is crazy. I'm going to definitely put that link in the bio, because I want to watch that as well. That's amazing.
I feel like you need to. I don't recommend it, but, you know.
So these competitions, because I always see people doing competitions, and to me it's fascinating because how you can transform your body. How is it in general? Like, how do you do it? Is it like a 12-week thing, a 16-week thing?
Depending on your starting point. So I like to think of it as like year round, you're preparing. If you're going to do a competition year round, you're preparing.
Okay.
But sometime in the year, you're going to be a little bit more relaxed. Like after a competition, I usually book a couple of holidays
Yeah.
overseas, go adventuring, eat some more food and things like that. But usually I would say 16 to 20 weeks. So 4 to 5 months of like comp prep mindset. And then
Yeah.
it's in the last, I'd say 8 to 10 weeks where you really start to fine tune it. Me personally, I stopped eating out at about 8 weeks out. I'll stop eating at restaurants and things like that.
Yeah.
But I have a very healthy prep. Like I'm all about finding that balance, being able to go out with friends and things like I don't have an issue with going out for a night and not drinking. Like
Yeah.
I don't change whether I drink or don't drink. So I do all of that. Whereas other people won't even go out with their friends because they're scared of like temptation. And
Yeah.
I just don't think that's healthy. So in terms of comp prep, like anyone that was looking to start it, you probably start at like 6 months out, getting a coach and trying to figure out what you're doing with your body, whether you need to build some muscle, shred some fat. And it's such a process. But for some people, they start going to the gym and within the first 2 weeks, like, oh yeah, I love the gym, I'm going to compete. Like before I did my first competition, I was training for years before, I think people are rushing into it. And I think it's so important before someone looks at wanting to do a competition of any kind to realize like why you want to do it, because it's not easy. And the hardest thing about competing isn't really the dieting to get you there, because you're so motivated to get there. It's the post competition. And there's a thing called post comp blues, where you are literally just feeling depressed because you've worked so hard for that one day and it's done in 24 hours. And for people that base their worth on whether they place or not, it's like if they don't get a placing, there's 30 girls, there's only top 3. And if you want that first placing, you've got a 1 in 30 chance. And then what? It's as if that 4 months prior to was for nothing.
That's
so
crazy.
I think it's just like really understanding why you're doing it. And for me, it was never about the trophies or anything like that. It's pretty nice now knowing what it feels like to get second. It does make you want more, obviously. And my time will come one day. But I think it is important just to do it to become the best version of you, and realize that after you've got to be okay with gaining fat, because as women, you can't sit that lean year round. It's just not healthy. And like a lot of changes happen in your body, and it's so hard to see yourself going from super shredded to having a bit of fat. Like me in the past, I would look at myself right now, and I don't know what your female percentage is that will listen to this, but I know I'll send all my followers to this podcast, and I've got like 80% female, so it's so important for me to say that seeing your body change from being super shredded to gaining a little bit of fat is the hardest thing mentally. Like you'll start thinking that you're fat when you were totally not. Like I in the past would look at myself now and I think I'd lost the plot, and I'm like so healthy, so strong, and like normal, like I see my abs in the morning, but it's just a mind game. So
do you count calories all year round? So for example, you finish a comp, the next day you still counting your calories?
The next day is, I do believe the next day you need to have some freedom.
Oh, no, as in, because you say you're on such low calories going into the competition.
Yes, I see.
And then on the way out, because you say you can go up and down with your calories, are you going back up? Is that sort of how it works?
Yeah, you should definitely, it should be slow. So you should slowly reverse out. Usually the first, depending on who your coach is, some coaches say, 3 days after the comp, just enjoy yourself. I've done that before. I'd so rather not. From now on, I don't. I have one day off where it's like I'm just mindful. So last year after I came third, so happy with it. The next day I had a photo shoot in the morning, and then I went and I got a grilled chicken burger with some sweet potato fries. Amazing.
Yeah.
Didn't overdo it.
That's the spot.
Just ate, just reasonable, but without weighing anything, without tracking anything, and being able to eat out. Just being a little bit more chilled is so good. But pretty much year round, I count. Even if we go on a holiday and it's just like I'm off to Bondi for 4 days over the weekend, I will have a rough idea of what I'm eating, but I'm still going to go out with friends for drinks or whatever. But if we're going away for like a 4-week holiday, I'm tracking. We'll
For
book
sure.
Airbnbs, we'll book hotels with kitchens, especially if it's America, because it's so hard to order food out. America is hectic.
Oh my God. And I feel like if you're putting all this hard work in and then you go on holiday for 3 weeks and just, that can just blow it, can't it? It can blow months and months of hard work. And then you go there and you have 5 guys and you have in and out and you have all of that. And it's amazing at the time, but then you sort of just slowly like,
And then you come home and it's like, what's happened? So for me, big progress was going, like, I usually book a holiday after comp because I do the competition. It's months of hard work. My poor fiance Ross has to deal with me being hungry. And so we go to Australia, it's nice and warm. And then we come back and it's mid-May, it's cold. I don't want to spend, May shredded in winter wrapped up in puffer jackets. So I will usually book us somewhere, like we'll go to Hawaii for a couple of weeks. And that was amazing. Last year we went to Hawaii and I was in bikinis every day, and it makes you not want to eat all the food like there. So I just felt so much better wearing bikinis, having abs, being shredded. We went hiking.
Yeah.
He actually proposed to me.
Congratulations.
So thanks. Yeah, so it was an incredible trip, and it just kept me motivated the whole time. So I think seasonal dieting is such a thing. Like right now, anyone trying to get lean in quarantine in New Zealand, you know what? It's cold. It's winter. What do I want to be lean for when I'm wearing a puffer jacket like every day? And the only person that really sees me is like my bubble.
I know. Chuck, so
I'd way rather spend this time eating more food and enjoying it and building some muscle with what I've got. And then, come November when it's my birthday and hopefully we're allowed to travel again, I'll lean down and then do photo shoots and go traveling.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Go on a bulk and chuck a hoodie on. That's what you said.
XL.
So this comes up in the fitness industry heaps. And I feel like there's probably not going to be a right answer, but I'd love to hear your take on it. So how many times a week do you think someone should train?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask about steroids or something.
Oh, yeah, nah. Not interested in that.
Brace yourself. How many times? I think it's really about what works for someone's lifestyle and what they can be consistent to. So if someone's like, you know what, I'm going to go, usually when people want to start their journey, I'm going to go to the gym every single day this week, twice a day, so on, so on. You know what, you might do that for a week if lucky, and come the next week, you're so sore, so tired, you're over it. So then you stop for like 3 months. So it's really about like either easing into it or finding what works for you. So for someone that is a shift worker, they might find that, they've got night shifts. So realistically, they're only going to be able to go to the gym 4 days a week. Sweet. Yeah. So you split it up, lower, upper. For someone like a bikini competitor, women can handle a higher volume on their glutes. So it might be that they're going to go 5 days a week and they're going to do 3 lower body workouts and 2 upper body workouts.
Okay.
So it really depends on their life, like their goals, and then their lifestyle in terms of work and family and things like that. Some people can't even get to the gym, so home workouts is going to be it. Maybe they want to do 5 a week, but I would say in general, like 1 to 2 days off for rest days. If you're someone that loves heavy lifting, then why not have like 2 to 3 days off and do your compound lifts and just space it out. Like for me, when it comes to competing things, I go through, I kind of like program for the whole year. Sometimes it might be 5 by 5. Sometimes it might be like 8, like 8 sets, 8 reps of certain compounds, or 5 by 5. And, so I mix it up and it'll be anywhere ranging from 4 to 6 days. Come comp, it might be 7 days in the gym, but the 7th day is just going to be kind of
Yeah. So I guess what you're saying is it depends on the person, depends on their routine and when you can fit it in. And I guess because of what we're in right now, home workouts is going to be pretty crucial. Even when we come out of, level 4, level 3, all the way down, because, I think we'll still be able to go to the gym, but I think quite a lot of people will be leaning towards working out from home.
I think so too. Yeah. And then also I think with that, it's kind of, for home-based workouts, like they are going to be less intense really, or they might be hit-based. So like I'm personally working out every day because it's keeping me sane during lockdown. But
Same.
you know, my 2 extra days, I've got 5 structured weight training days, and then the 2 other days might be like a booty band circuit or like yoga on YouTube, which is a workout.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's pretty hard.
Yeah,
Yoga.
yeah.
But yeah, so you know, just something to keep me feeling good, and every day I'm hitting my 10,000 steps. So yeah.
Oh, and sustainable is key. I really want to ask you this question because I know you're a foodie, and I actually ask all my guests this as well. So take calories out of it. if you could have any 3-course meal you wanted, so a starter, a main, and a dessert, what would you have? But before that, if you could pick any celebrity guest to have it with, who would it be?
Oh, celebrity guest. Oh my.
Mm.
Oh, that, you know, food, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Celebrities, I'm like, no. Oh my gosh, you know, The Rock would be amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock, yeah. So if you could have a starter with him, what would it be?
I feel like he'd just eat everything in one bite.
I know.
But my 2 favorite like things when it comes to food for starters is always garlic bread.
Yep.
And sweet potato fries, like the super crispy, golden, orangey ones.
Yum.
Oh man, I cannot wait for restaurants and stuff to open
so
someone else can cook for me.
I know for sure. I feel like I always judge people that don't either say one of those two. I think garlic bread's key for your starter, right? 100%.
I love garlic. And it's not something that I get to eat like often, you know.
Exactly.
I usually would choose dessert. If I had to choose between a starter and dessert, like main and a starter, main and dessert, I'd go dessert. I'm sweet tooth, but garlic bread.
Unreal. Okay, so what would your main be?
I'd be torn between something that's like a hectically good I don't normally order pasta, but you know, if calories didn't count, something like a creamy pasta.
Or like a carbonara or something?
Yeah, like a really good carbonara with bacon, chicken, or a massive burger. But I'm not one into like the super greasy burgers usually. But if calories didn't count, maybe like a big beef burger. Usually I just get grilled chicken.
Yeah.
So like a beef with cheese.
Yeah.
And
Yum.
I'm a big eater, like a very big eater. So it would have to be like a massive burger to make it worth it.
Do you know what you need to do?
Yeah,
I've seen
or a steak.
A steak? Steak's always good.
I get that all the time anyway, so that's okay.
Do you know what I think you need to do for your YouTube? You should do a 10,000 calorie challenge.
I have thought about it, and
oh my God.
Like, my eyes are like, yes, but my body. I honestly, I thought about doing it a while ago, and I just knew I could easily do. I do believe that I could do it. Maybe not easily. I could probably hit. I think the most I've eaten in a day is like probably 6,000. I think I could probably get to like 8.5, and the last little bit would probably be hard, but I could definitely do it. But the reason why I didn't do it was because I think it goes against what I'm about. Balance,
of course, yeah.
So I get a lot of hate on that just because people would be like, oh, she's just hiding binge eating behind a challenge.
Yeah.
But yes, I would love to.
I know. I just. It's more just I see who would do it, and it's just what I think. I watched a video the other day. Someone ate 53 Big Macs or something, and it's like, how do you even consume that? You know what I mean? I just find that stuff fascinating.
My friend did a video and it went viral on YouTube. His name's Zach. He did 10 happy meals, and it's got millions of views. If you search like eating 10 happy meals, he'll come up straight away. And like these eating videos go viral, right? So it's a way to grow.
Yeah.
But I don't want people to be following me because they think that I eat lots of that.
Yeah, and you're right.
Not the best for my online coaching side of things. But
makes sense.
If someone was to like treat me to some food, I probably wouldn't say no. I am food. I do have a big appetite.
So what would your dessert be?
I don't know what it is right now, but I have been looking on Instagram each day at food. I'm just missing someone cooking for me, I guess. But tiramisu has been on my mind. Or a really good, big, hearty, homemade apple crumble or apple pie with custard and salted caramel ice cream topped up. Yeah, a whole apple pie with custard and salted caramel ice cream would be my number one dessert.
That was a good 3-course meal. I'll give you that. That was really good. Garlic bread to start. You know, maybe a carbonara for your main, and maybe a steak, maybe a big burger, and then an apple pie. Yeah. That's a good 3-course meal.
Now.
So
So like you're delivering this, right? Like
yeah.
contactless
Yeah,
delivery?
it's on way now, I think.
Yeah.
So, what I also like to finish with is 10-year plan, because I think, you know, goal setting is a massive thing in my life, and I just like to hear, you know, other people's journeys, their plans, their goals. So 10 years from now, where do you want to see yourself?
Awesome. So one thing my mum always said to me is that you can't play, when I was in high school, she said you can't plan your life out. And I disagreed. I thought you could always plan it out. But I've clearly learned now, especially with this year, you really can't
Yeah.
tell what's going to happen. But in the ideal world, I would have helped thousands of women around the world feel their best version of themselves. That's my biggest goal. I just want to help as many people as I can. I also would have launched a male coaching plan within the next couple of years.
Cool.
Because I get a lot of men actually asking for help as well. So male programs, and then go into something bigger than online coaching, you know, like have built up this multi-million-dollar company that has other products listed, more than booty bands. Following on from that, I'd go into helping people start their own companies, going into public speaking, going into schools and kind of just teaching people the way to do things in a different way, instead of like having to go to university, and just kind of breaking that mold of going from high school to uni, and then hopefully have some kind of either a home gym. We really want our own like home gym, or some kind of personal training studio in which people, you know, I've built such a brand around the world that people do come to train. There's a guy called Brett Contreras in America, and he has a booty gym, and, you know, people fly in from all around the world. So that would be my big long-term goal, would be to have a studio where I can train people one-on-one, and just hopefully would have gotten first in a competition, turned pro, and then be competing in the world stage.
Wow, that was
the
a
world stage is like, you know, you compete for money and stuff once you're a pro. So
that was a really good answer, and I mean, all the best with all that. And firstly, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, because I've seen what you've been doing the last few years, and it's inspirational, you know, in terms of how many people's lives have changed, and I think that's huge. So yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and all the best for the future and your goals.
Yay! Thanks so much for having me on the podcast, and thanks so much to everyone for listening.
Awesome. Cool. We'll catch up soon anyway.
Yes, thank you.
See you later.
Bye.